these leaks are true about Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker, it might be the most controversial, the most divisive ending of any Star Wars film ever, if true. Now, we've been seeing leaks basically pouring out as the days and weeks get closer and closer, December 20th, and now some more leaks from the Swedish film rating company there, and or the MPAA, not sure exactly, but leaks are coming from Sweden that are now also confirming much of what we've seen come out of these leaks. Now, I'm not a big spoiler guy because really none of these leaks are confirmed. I mean, to me, it seems very reasonable that they're true. And holy moly, I've got one for you that might just blow your mind. So I've got my own information on the left side. First, let's look at this article from Bounding into Comics. Brand new alleged Star Wars leaks. The Rise of Skywalker leaks breakdown film. Now, on top of that, we also had the soundtrack leak as well. Brand new alleged Star Wars Rise of Skywalker leaks have surfaced on Reddit from user Jedi Paxis. Jedi Paxis previously unveiled a number of details about the film in a lengthy leaks over the past few months. Jedi Paxis claims they were contacted by a news source with details about the film, and that he explains that, I assume they explained this information. They vetted with other sources to confirm the news source's validity. Jedi Paxis does detail the most of this information does mirror his previous breakdown of the film following reshoots and edits, so he only adds information that provides further details. However, it still appears that he breaks down almost the entire film. Ren discovers the Wayfinder, which is a pyramid-shaped object. We've already seen that. He then hooks it into his tie that allows him to travel to Exegol. In order to get there, he travels through the Red Nebula, a section of space. Jedi Paxis notes that this section of space is seen in recent TV spots with resistance ships later in the movie. Arriving in Exegol, Kylo Ren discovers what appears to be a science lab. Then he hears Palpatine's voice, who claims that he made Snoke, and that he's been orchestrating everything from the shadows. Jedi Paxis describes what Palpatine looks like in the scene. With regards to his initial appearance, flashes of lightning reveal Palpatine's face, but with white eyes attached by his back to some vertical metal arm leading to something we don't see. The film will then cut to an ice asteroid. Boy, again, these are just speculation as far as, it's not like Disney's come out to confirm it, but each additional leak seems to build on the previous one, and there's obviously going to be sections of this film that tell us, well, we're going to know, right? We're going to know if they were right all along. Palpatine then details his creation of a large armada and orders Kylo Ren to locate Rey. Kylo believes the order is to end Rey, but Palpatine warns him she's not what you think she is. The film will then cut to Ice Asteroid Base, where we see Poe, Finn, and Chewie on the Millennium Falcon playing holo chess. There's some nostalgia humor in the scene with Poe and Finn insinuating Chewbacca cheats. However, Poe then points out it's because Chewbacca has so much more experience than them. When Chewbacca goes to check on something, Poe and Finn turn off the game because they are losing. Poe and Finn receive a satchel from an informant and attempt to discover who the mole is, but the informant stays mum. In the scene where Rey trains in the jungle, Jedi Paxis does not recall any training where she attempts to communicate with past Jedi. However, she does get frustrated during her training, then chops down a tree. A few trees with a lightsaber. One of the trees damages BB-8. Thanks a lot, Rey. Finn and Poe arrive in the jungle base in the Millennium Falcon and meet up with Rey. However, the Falcon is on fire due to something called light speed skipping. Rey apparently is not pleased with Poe for setting the ship on fire. The source details the amount that combined might of Kylo Ren's First Order and Palpatine's forces are called the Final Order. The leak also indicates that Luke Skywalker's apparently wasn't just hiding away in exile, that he'd been attempting to find Exegol, but was unable to locate a Wayfinder to get there. The leak also notes that Rose Tico is relegated to a background character who merely offers motivational support to the team. Tough break, Rose Tico. Not our Rose. Say it isn't so. We've all learned to love Rose Tico. I wish that she would have basically taken over for Rey. The leaked information then shifts to First Order meeting with Kylo Ren, who is attempting to ferret out a spy. The meeting where the audience is introduced to General Pryde, who apparently previously served Palpatine during Empire. The leaked information then transitions into the scene on Pisana where Kylo Ren and Rey force bond. After Rey snaps out of the bond, her and her compatriots are discovered by some stormtroopers. Fortunately, they're able to escape with the help of some locals and Lando Calrissian. The stormtroopers are able to track down Rey and company during the speeder chase scene during the TV spots. One of the stormtroopers hits the speeder, Rey and company are on, and sends them into the quicksand trap. While in the quicksand, Finn shouts out to Rey that he has something to tell her, but before he can say it, they are sunk down. They fall below the sand and the land in some tunnels. There's a bit of some humor with C-3PO asking Poe why he didn't ask if he was okay. Poe then questions Finn about what they were going to say, but brushes it off, saying that they can talk about it later. Poe responds, accusing Finn of just wanting to speak to Rey alone. The thread is apparently not picked up in the film moving forward. Down in the tunnels, they discover the sandworm. However, the source indicates that the sandworm looks more like a viper. The source notes that there isn't a battle, but Rey uses her life force to heal it. After being healed, it moves, unveiling an exit. The source then indicates a new Droid 0 or Droid O, discovered. The droid was Ochi's property. Apparently, it had been abused. The BB-8 is the one who discovers and reboots him. Regarding Chewbacca's capture, the source details that Chewbacca goes out to search for Rey, but is captured by two stormtroopers that might have been knights for Ren. Finn discovers that Chewbacca has been captured and sees him being escorted away in cuffs. All minor details. I'm telling you, we're getting to holy moly. During the memory sequence, they go back in time. C-3PO takes some shots at R2-D2 when it's mentioned that the astromech could restore 3PO's memory. However, 3PO makes it clear that he has no confidence in R2's memory banks. After the hack is finished, 3PO translates the Sith dagger before rebooting. However, his old memory is not restored, and there's some humor with 3PO exclaiming that Babu Frink is one of his oldest friends. There's a scene where Zori and Poe essentially they end C-3PO, right? They essentially kill off the character because without the memories, the character is no longer C-3PO, but just a droid. There's a scene with Zori and Poe reminiscing the past, and she tells him about the medallion. However, she does try to get him to leave with her, but she does eventually hand over the medallion once they come to her attack from the First Order. Rey has a vision when she grabs the Sith dagger in Kylo's quarters on his Star Destroyer after sees Ochi attacking her parents and ending them in a city that's not Jakku. Then they're apparently ended because they refused to tell Ochi where Rey is. Ochi was apparently sent to retrieve Rey, not end her. The source indicates this is not revealed until the end of the film. General Hux helps the Resistance escape Kylo Ren's Star Destroyer. He asks Poe to wound his arm, but then he takes his leg instead. Hux explains he doesn't care about the First Order winning, but only wants Kylo Ren to lose. After the Resistance heroes escape, Hux is executed by General Pryde for his betrayal. The source indicates on location the Death Star's wreckage is referred to as Endor. They tell Jedi Praxis it's called out as Endor, not the Forest Moon, though it still seemed a bit debatable. We see Ewoks looking skyward during the planetary celebration, but not during the Endor sequence. Now I don't want to go through every little detail of this, but I want to get through how they say the film ends. There is apparently a battle with Kylo Ren on the Death Star. Rey seems to be letting the anger take control of her, and she even force pushes Finn and Janna out of the battle zone. In order for Rey to gain the upper hand on Kylo Ren, the source indicates that Leia's final word is Ben. Because Ben is seeing Leia. It's enough to distract him to allow Rey to stab him in the gut. However, she quickly heals him. So she defeats him in battle, but then saves him because she is that powerful. The source indicates Rey is snapped out of the vision by Leia. Praxis relays they claim that right at that moment, we skip to her weakened being led out of the command room, back at the base, and someone comments that it will take everything she has left to reach her son. During the battle sequence again, yes, Rey seems to be letting air take control. We got that. The source confirms that Han Solo will appear in the film. However, they note not as a Force ghost. It's as if he's standing there alive again. Apparently, Han Solo gives Kylo some words of encouragement that mirror their conversation from The Force Awakens. The source explains, I don't know what I have to do now, but the strength, if I know what I have to do, but I don't know if I have the strength to do it, line is included. In fact, Kylo Ren even holds the lightsaber in the same spot, but this time he tosses it into the Death Star wreckage. Rey returns and attempts to toss a lightsaber into the ruins of a wrecked TIE fighter. She used a traveler. However, Luke appears and says that the lightsaber shouldn't be discarded. Jedi Paxis indicates that a number of young Luke Leia scenes are also included. She tells him that style-wise it's almost as like a droid projection. And the content is that it's Leia's last training session when she's sparring with Luke, but she mentions she stops and quits being a Jedi because she had a vision that her son falls to the dark side. Now, after Palpatine reveals this information, I'm skipping ahead a little bit, they are surrounded by hundreds, if not thousands, of Palpatine acolytes. He then attempts to goad her into ending them, while also knowing that she could become Empress Palpatine and take control of the fleet. Kylo Ren, who is now once again Ben Solo, also enters Exegol. However, he gets his butt handed to him by the Knights of Ren. The source confirms that Rey initiates a bond with him and gives him Leia's lightsaber. Palpatine then comments on about their bond before sucking their life force to restore his. Apparently his white eyes turn yellow, orange of the Sith. The source notes that the signal to control the Armada is not being bound or on anything impossible. Instead, the Resistance forces head straight to the flagship. The source also confirms Palpatine. This is probably the most ridiculous scene, that Rey hears voices like Yoda, Luke, Rey, Mace Windu, and others. These voices apparently give her strength to stand up. As she stands up, Palpatine attempts to lightning attack her, but she blocks it with one of the lightsabers. They appear to be at a stalemate before Rey pulls up her second lightsaber, forming an X that allows her to defend the lightning back at him. Palpatine then disintegrates and explodes. His death and destruction cause the arena to crumble and kill Rey. So Rey single-handedly defeats Palpatine. Single-handedly. Ben is not dead, but climbs out of the ravine. Upon seeing Rey, he uses Force healing trick to give his life for her. He saves Rey, but it drains his life force. This source then claims there's a weird fanfic moment where they kiss and then he dies. And we know that there is a kiss scene in the soundtrack. We know that the soundtrack confirms there's some sort of kiss that happens. So to be clear, Rey, according to these leaks, is so powerful she single-handedly defeats Palpatine, and then Kylo Ren, or Ben Solo, sacrifices himself to bring her back to life. If that truly is an ending, people are going to be pissed. I gotta tell you, I get that you want to have an emotional moment, but that's going to be a yikes from me. There's celebration scene and more you can read on Bounding into Comics, of course. Force healing powers seem to be new. Kylo Ren, these are leaks that I had. The 3PO leaks seem to confirm that he does have to erase his memory to read the dagger. Yikes, 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 yikes. 9 days to go to the release of The Rise of Skywalker. What do you think? If these are true, will you still see the film? Do you think they're true? What do you think this would mean for the future of Star Wars if true? I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.